Hello there my fellow sim rig racers, and welcome to a new video. And once again we're going to be rolling up our sleeves because we are going into battle. We are going to pit iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione against each other as we check out which one has the best Porsche 911 GT3 Cup Car, and specifically the all new 992 spec. So come and join me after the intro as we go around the wonderful Imola circuit and let battle commence. Okay, here we go. We're in iRacing. We're in our virtual Porsche cockpit. And as I mentioned in the intro, we are of course at Imola. I chose Imola because that is the season opening event for the real life Porsche Super Cup Series, which of course this 992 spec car races in. So we're going to do a couple of laps. We're going to talk about how it looks, sounds, and most importantly feels. Let's get her fired up. Did you hear just that second there? That little bit of what I call tramp, which is where it was just struggling to get a bit of traction there. That was a nice little touch. I like that. So it's got that distinctive Porsche engine and exhaust note. We all know as motorsport fans that you always know when a Porsche is coming by. This is very nice, crisp, clean, but it doesn't sound digital, you know, it's very nice, very nice. The gear changes are subtle, which when I listen to some onboard of the real car is right. It's very little mechanical noise with the changes, although they could do with a little bit more, not being louder or more pronounced, but they could just do with a little bit more punch. And there's the there is a little bit of drivetrain whine there. It is a little bit more invasive in the onboards I've listened to, but of course it's hard to translate that across really well. But do you know what, all the sounds are there, but I just think the sounds around the engine and exhaust could just have a little bit more emphasis on them, but they're there and I can detect them, and it's enough there to add that level of immersion. Right, let's see what this thing feels like. There's two ways of looking at this car. It's either a tuned road car or a detuned GT3 car. It sort of sits in between there with no ABS or traction control and limited aero grip. It's a car that relies on driver input. It's a little bit softer sprung, so it moves about a bit, but you still need to be brave enough on those curbs to get the lap time out of it. Oh, and this does feel really nice. Oh, you just feel the rear end squat down there as you apply the power. Oh, and it moves about under heavy braking. Oh, a little bit unsettled there on the curb, but I'm getting the instant feedback through the steering wheel. Really quick and sharp and responsive. Oh, force feedback. Felt the curb there. You heard the drivetrain flex there. And that wheel really pulled as that inside wheel got the traction back again. Marvellous. It's a great level of interaction between both the tyres and the track surface. And that's nice when the two mesh together. So you actually feel like, you know, the car and the track are working together. The sim has tied it all together, and that adds to the immersion. You want to see what you're seeing needs to tally up to what you're feeling, and that is exactly the case here in iRacing. This is one of their better cars. As with a lot of sims that have a wide spectrum, a broad range of cars, there's some hits and there's some misses. This is iRacing, one of iRacing's hits. Oh. You feel it, yeah. The immediacy of what you know, as soon as you brake or accelerate hard, the immediacy of the car moving, that translation through the wheel, it's really satisfying. And it really just, you know, to me, because you know, I'm not a competitive driver, I'm not an esports driver, this is a hobby. I want to be immersed, I want to enjoy the experience, and that's what I get here. And just take a look at the car. These pixel perfect representation of these real world cars is fantastic. You've got all the digital dash, it's fully active, in real time, but you've got the different types of textures, your carbon fibres, you know, your standard dashboard top, and the way that the shadows and the light cast across it. This is a 2D flat image on a monitor, but it almost feels like, you know, there's those different textures, they feel different, and you know, you've got that depth to the cockpit environment. It's fantastic, and again, it all draws you into the virtual world, increases your enjoyment. Well, I enjoyed that. I really did. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, there's a few little things. The audio experience was good. Was it great? But the driving experience, I really enjoyed that. Well, let's see what Kunos have done with their new version for Assetto Corsa Competizione, but there's a bit of stiff competition for them. Okay, I'll see you in ACC. And now it's the turn of Assetto Corsa Competizione as we settle into our virtual Porsche cockpit. Okay, well, I enjoyed the iRacing version. That came out about a year ago, so this is was a week ago. So we're going to find out what Kunos' take on this 992 Cup car's like. We're going to fire her up and get out on track. Do love the hand animations in ACC. I just love it, and they're quick. Again, not so bad in 2D, but when you're in VR, it's nice to see when you press a button that the virtual driver is doing the same. That is a step up for immersion. Right, better give her a rev up, see what she sounds like. Oh, now that's a Porsche.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Oh, ACC, they really do follow all the rules and regulations. Look. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought iRacing had a really nice audio experience there with the engine and exhaust note, but Oh, yeah. This is a lot more raw. Again, gear changing's quite subtle because there isn't a lot of mechanical noise with the shifts on this car. But it's just that spot more pronounced. Along with the gearbox whine. Sorry, not gearbox, yeah, the powertrain, the whole final drive. Again, it's subtle, but it's just got that touch. It's highlighted just that touch more. It's not loud, it's not overbearing, it's just a touch more pronounced, you know, which is just what the iRacing version was lacking there. It's just a little bit more as you come back down, you know, as you're taking introducing a little bit of flex as you come off throttle into the drivetrain. The whine, it's very subtle and it's very little difference between ACC and iRacing there, but the exhaust notes, fantastic. Right, how does it handle? How does it feel? The track surface in ACC here is a lot more detailed. I'm getting a lot more through the wheel. I can feel the car moving about. Oh, that curb felt brilliant. Oh my word. This car feels a lot more alive. Obviously, ACC's tyre model, it takes a little bit more to get up to temperature there. I can't lean on the rear end quite as early as I could in iRacing. The level of integration with the car and the track surface, I'm feeling all the ripples, all the bumps, I can even feel the crack in the pavement there, look. Oh, as you throw it, over the curb. Oh, here. Took a bit too much curb there purposely, honest. I wanted to feel how that felt through the wheel, and I really, that was a real jolt. That was a wake up. You can't throw this about without feeling the side effects of it. Still got cold tyres at the rear, which is slightly more realistic, I feel. You know, you've got less aero grip, so it's more mechanical, so there's less weight pushing the car down, which of course means that the tyres take longer to get up to temperature. So I think that's... I would say that's in ACC's favour there. I think this is just an amazing experience. Wow. You know, the Porsche in general, this 992 Spec Cup car, it's such a leap forward in drivability compared with the old 991 spec, but it's just nice to know that you can influence the car, the lap time, the race position. Can you imagine 20 other same spec cars all on the limit? What an amazing experience it must be. So we finish up the lap and get ready back round for the pits. Again, the look, there is everything. It's got all your different textures, your live digital dash. You know, you got the benefit of your race logic here. But I don't. Maybe because I have selected partly cloudy for both sims, and they are in the afternoon. But I'm not getting quite so much shadow. You know, the shadows in the car aren't as good as iRacing. It's not moving around as I move around. But then again, their idea of cloud cover is obviously is a lot heavier, but it's crisp and it's clean. But I don't feel like it has that textured depth to it that iRacing had with their cockpit. But again, as with all these things, this is a subjective type of thing, but I'll just stop short. Wow. Yeah, I think there's something about the way that the different representation of the textures in iRacing work that give it a little bit, it pops a bit more for me. Again, you know, I'm playing on an ultra wide here, so, and I am sitting very close. But yeah, no. I've got a bit to think about here, so I'm going to go away, look at my notes. I'm going to come back with a winner, and I am going to declare which sim has the ultimate Porsche 992 spec cup car. I'll see you in a minute. Well, that was an intense battle, and both iRacing and ACC can hold their heads up high. They both produced wonderful versions of the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup Car in its 992 specification. But as always, when you go into battle, only one can come out victorious. And this time round, it's ACC. That's right, Kunos have done it. They've given us the best virtual representation of this new Porsche Cup Car. Although both versions were great, I really enjoyed driving both. I thought the sounds went to ACC, but the graphics went to iRacing. And the driving and physics were pretty evenly balanced. It was just the little nuances. It was the ACC's, the way the car interacted with the track surface. It just felt more connected, and I liked the fact that tyre warm-up was slower. So, yeah, I felt I had a little bit more input into how the car drove with the ACC version, and that just tipped it over the line for me. It was just it was a wonderful audio and driving experience, and that's why I'm going to give the win to ACC. As always, I'd love to know in the comments, have you driven both versions? Which version was your favourite? You know, and please let me know why. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. And also, if you want to know a little bit more about the iRacing Porsche 992, there'll be a video coming up on the end screen where I take a look at the 992 and 991 spec versions and find out what the differences are. And also, if you're an Assetto Corsa racer, I've got a video all about the United Racing Designs, their modded version for AC. Got a video all about that, and that'll be on the end screen. So this isn't the end of the Porsche experience. Check out those other two videos. Hope you enjoy them. I enjoyed making this one, and I'll see you again out on track. Bye bye.